What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazik, aka Unique Mazik, the hardest working man in sports and gaming. And I got another Ultimate Legends roster video for you. Ultimate Legends roster NBA 2K19 on PC only. And it's time to look at these Los Angeles Clippers. Of course, as I'll say in every video, this roster could not have been done without the help of the best modder in the business. His name is Razor. This is his work on the screen. Razor's Ron Harper on the right. 2K's Ron Harper on the left. This wasn't the worst of 2K's renders, but clearly Razor's is improved with the better, skin complexion, head shape, eye alignment, the whole nine, right? So we're gonna jump into the Clippers. Not the greatest franchise in NBA history, without a question, but they do have their top 15 players according to the FPVR as the same as the other teams. So let's jump first into what we do all the time. We look at the people or the players that Razor has either updated or added to the roster for the sake of hitting that FPVR. Benoit Benjamin, he might have the longest neck in NBA history. I mean, yes, he looked like he is part brontosaurus, but because he got a neck on him for real. And I think Razor represented the neck well. Look at the neck. Look at his neck. Razor rep the neck. Razor rep the neck. Try saying that fast 10 times in a row. Benoit Benjamin, this is a good one. I think Razor did a great job, which is pretty much what I think on every one of them. Let's look at the next one. This is Bob Kaufman. It's okay if you don't know who Bob Kaufman is. Go ahead and Google it up. Google it up right at this moment. Uh, in another tab, though. Bob Kaufman, one of the best Clippers of all time. We'll go over a little bit of what he did once we get to the screen where we look at the top 15 players in Clippers history, or the most valuable. I shouldn't say that. Let me rephrase that so I don't have to get even more backlash than I'm already getting. The highest rated players in Clippers history according to the franchise player value rating. Now, let's look at the next person. Lloyd Vault. Razor really killed it. Look at that. Head shape is right. The eye, he killed it. I mean, he looks a little bit darker on the real photo side, but of course, these guys weren't in the game. So there's that. That's Lloyd Vault, one of the best. He was one of the best Clippers in a really, really bad era for the Clippers. He was there for a little bit of the little resurgence they had in the 90s, but for the most part, he was there when they were really horrible. Next up, we got Randy Smith. Randy Smith is one of the more underrated players from the late 70s, early 80s. Randy Smith had a complete game. He was a scorer. He was a nice perimeter defender, could handle the ball. He was a good player. And if you look at the numbers that he put up for pretty kind of some bad Clipper teams, San Diego Clippers, I think even the last clip in of when they were in Buffalo, he was a really good player. Just didn't play on great teams. All right, next up we got the Ron Harper that we already saw. This one is like really good. And one other thing that I didn't mention the first time is the fact that he made his neck longer, which I think really helped. This Ron Harper from 2K is like Ron Harper, the running back or the middle linebacker that don't have a neck. We got Ron Harper, the basketball player, on the right because we gave him a neck. So Razor gave him a neck. So I told you, Razor reps the neck. He reps it. If the players need to have a neck, he's gonna make sure they have a neck in the game. Next up and last on the list of the players of the Clippers that Razor had to update or add is Swin Nater. It's okay if you don't know who Swin Nater is. Google it up. But look at the detail. Look, did Razor put the birthmark or knife wound or cat bite, whatever this is, on his neck? I don't know what happened. Uh, I don't know, but it's something. And Razor saw it and he put it on there. So look, even the little mole under the eye, he got that too. You know, Swin Nader kind of he's scary because this looks like a mugshot for a serial killer on the right. It really does. It kind of does. And I'm not. I know that's not who he is, but it makes me feel like that in some type of way. All right, let's look at the players who are in this on this team for the Clippers. Number one, CP3. CP3. I got his best season as a 14-15 season with the Clippers. So this obviously doesn't affect him with the New Orleans franchise. So I guarantee you he's there as well. But Chris Paul's number one. Number two is Bob McAdoo. Bob McAdoo won the MVP with Buffalo. He put up some just freaky numbers. Look at this. With the Clippers organization, 28 points, 12.7 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.1 steals, 2.4 blocks. Went to the playoffs 3 times, won an MVP, went to the All-Star game 4 times, All NBA first team once, All NBA second team once. He won the Rookie of the Year with the franchise. Just sick with it, right? Number three, we got Blake Griffin. All right, I think that's pretty understandable. Number four, DeAndre Jordan. Number five, Randy Smith. I told you, Randy Smith could really play. Elton Brand is number six. There's Bob Kaufman. I told you, Google it up. He's there. He is number seven. Danny Manning is number eight. Chris Kaman, the caveman, is number nine. Corey Maggette is number 10. Ron Harper's 11. Swin Nater, I told you, look, Google it up. He's 12. Lloyd Vault's number 13. Jamal Crawford is 14. And there is Benoit Benjamin at 15. So I left this one thing on the screen here with JJ Redick. I'm not sure if he's the last, if he's next, if it's that big of a gap between him and Benjamin. I can't quite remember, but I know that he was one of the last cuts. But there may be some people that are still closer. With the Clippers, I'm trying to think of who on their team right now. I can't think of anybody on their team right now that's threatening to push it. The fact that they went to the playoffs this year definitely helps, but a lot of their guys haven't been on that's still on the team, haven't been on the team for for at least 3 years, which is what is required for the FPVR. Okay, so now let's take a look at the ratings, right? We're going to go from top to bottom in here, man. Going to go from top to bottom. We got Chris Paul as the number one rated LA Clipper with a 93 overall, 29 badges. A lot of those badges are Hall of Fame. Well, some of them are Hall of Fame. We can't forget the badges because a lot of times you guys start tripping on the ratings, but you got to look at the badge count because the badge count absolutely matters, right? We know if you guys play 2K, you know how much the badge count matters. It has a big impact on how good the players are. Bob McAdoo is number two. He's tied for number two, actually, with an 89 overall. Bob McAdoo, I'm trying to tell you, he was shooting from, you Google, YouTube search Bob McAdoo highlights, and there is a Kevin Durant-like quality to the way he moved on the perimeter for his size and with his length and the range in which he could shoot the jump shot. If he played if he played today, he's one of the guys from back in the day that I think, without a question, could be a big time scorer even today because his style of scoring would fit today without a problem. Randy Smith is who I told you about. He is tied with Bob McAdoo. It's the defense and the 3-point shooting. I think one of the years he led the league in 3-point shooting, which at that, significant, especially even in those times, but the defense as well. Ron Harper, a heck of a defensive player, really good athlete, not a great shooter, decent. And he also came to the Clippers later in his career. Ron Harper's best years were actually with the Cavaliers, but I don't believe he made the Cavaliers FPVR. But yes, his best years were there. Blake Griffin here with the 87. I tweaked him down a little bit there. Blake, early on, Blake was rebounding really well. Then slowly but surely, the rebounding numbers started to drop off, as did the field goal percentages. That was when he's shooting more from the outside and doing a little bit more with that. So it's kind of a little bit of a conundrum. Which Blake do I rate? And I went with the younger one at 22. So I thought that was the one that he would be his best during his Clipper years. All right, then we got DeAndre Jordan tied with him at 87. This is where I kind of fault a little bit of the rating system for 2K because all I did was rate each individual category accordingly in accordance to the statistics and obviously my knowledge of the game, watching the players. And sometimes the rating that gets spit out as an overall, one isn't indicative of how good or bad they are on the actual 2K court. And then two, I think that 2K overemphasizes some of the areas for certain players, and it'll jack up or hold down their rating when in actuality on the court, they're actually a little bit more effective. I think we definitely see that with Reggie Miller because I can't wait for people to get a chance to play with Reggie Miller and they'll see what I'm talking about because they think his rating is so low that he just like sucks, but he's a beast out there and he plays the way you would think Reggie should play. All right, next we got Corey Maggette with the 86. Maggette had like two really, really good years with the Clippers, scoring like in bunches and shooting great from 3-point range. He was very physically strong. Maggette's game was somewhat similar to DeMar DeRozan, only he was a better 3-point shooter. Right when he was at his prime, he didn't have the consistency that DeMar DeRozan has had, but stylistically their games are similar. Big, muscle-bound, strong guys able to operate in the post from a 2 or the 3 position, and so yeah, Maggette definitely. Uh, I think deserves the 86. I think that's on point. Then you got Elton Brand, rebounder, defender, very good shot blocker. So we got him in there. Then we got Lloyd Vault with the 85. Lloyd had a pretty good year shooting the three that year. He had just started to expand his range a bit. So here he is with the 85. Then we have Swin Nater, big time rebounder and shot blocker. He was a really good defender. Not all that athletic in every situation, but he was a good defender. Then we got Chris Kaman, another good defender, rebounder, just rim protector. Got him in there. And then we got Danny Manning. Numbers just weren't quite as jumping out at you as you might have. I mean, Danny Manning was a phenomenal college basketball player. He was a decent pro, I think. I think he was a little bit above average pro, but he was a fantastic college player, number one pick overall coming out of Kansas. They won a national championship. I think it was '88. Larry Brown was the head coach. And I remember I think in that Final Four, I think they beat Mitch Richmond's Kansas State team because Mitch Richmond and Kansas State had, kind of surged into the Final Four. Wasn't necessarily, considered to be that great of a team at the time, but Mitch Richmond kind of really helped his draft stock a lot in the tournament, helping leading K State on that run. So then we had Benoit Benjamin in there with an 82 overall. He was a good shot blocker and and pretty good rebounder. So he's in there. Jamal Crawford. This is another one. Rating's only an 80, but Jamal Crawford can get buckets, and that is represented clearly in these ratings. Just not much of a defender and all that sort of thing. 88 open three, 82 mid range moving, 97 mid range contested, 92 mid range open. So clearly he can shoot, and we ain't even got to talk about the ball handling. You already know where the ball handling is. And I would say that is accurate. So let me see if I can get to it. Where is that? Let's see. And the strength rating. Come on now. We talking about Jamal Crawford. We know it can't be high, right? We know it can't be high. 88 on the acceleration, even though the flat out speed isn't blazing. But that shows you, if you're hitting that turbo, he can move. But where is the ball handling? We want to see that real quick. Where is ball handling? Or did I pass it again? There's the speed. Here's ball control, 97. Speed with the ball, 88. So I think Jamal Crawford could get buckets, but they gave him an 80. Despite these really high ratings in these other areas, they gave him an 80, which, okay, because he's not a great defender, not physically strong, and all those sort of things. So I kind of get it, but, Here's Bob Kaufman. I told you. This is the third time I'm going to tell you. Google it up. Bob Kaufman, undersized center. And they take if you play center, and you are 6'8", that automatically impacts your ratings. I don't know if you knew that. So I don't know if it'll be close enough for Bob Kaufman now. But say for instance, I went into Bob Kaufman. I'm going to do this just for the sake of it. And so we saw what his rating was. This might not make a change, but I've seen it make a change on some of the guys. So say I jack Bob Kaufman up to 6'11", right? Normal size for a center nowadays. His rating automatically went up to an 81. I didn't change anything else. So he went from a 79 to an 81, 2 points, just because I changed his height. So I'm going to change it back so we can be accurate. But just so you know what kind of things are impacting the ratings. It's not all about just, and like I showed you when I showed you Jamal Crawford's ratings, I don't think anybody really can beef too much with what I gave him, but this is what he ended up with. So those are the ratings. So now it's time to look at this team in action. So I'm going to play a quarter with these Clippers, and it's going to be tough because I believe it's playing against the Golden State Warriors. I can't recall. It's one of them teams. Golden State or Indiana, one of them. Is probably going to be tough. I actually am not ashamed to say I had to drop the gameplay down. I don't know if this is going to be the gameplay clip that you see when I dropped it down, but I dropped it down to All Star because Superstar was kicking me in the face, and I don't enjoy being kicked in the face, so I changed it. But I do appreciate you watching as always. God bless and peace.
On 2K Sports with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is on the sidelines. We have David Aldridge reporting. We've got the Atlanta Hawks and the Los Angeles Clippers. So Atlanta will get the first possession. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Wilkins is out there with Hudson. And it's Mutombo, then it's Wilkins, and it's Pettit in at the 4. Now here's Wilkins. Pettit, the pass to Hudson. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Wilkins. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Paul with the ball. Maggette outside. Paul with the ball. Outside Jordan. Paul kicks to McAdoo. Over Wilkins. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And that's a part of what makes McAdoo such a great scorer on the inside. Even with the man all over him, he can avoid the block and still be on target.
And it goes down 2 points. Here's Harper. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Fires from deep. First basket. He's out fast.
And if you can hit that shot, it spreads the defense out and really changes the complexion of the game.
It just opens the court up so much more, and you like to see him get into a rhythm from beyond the arc.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the deep.
Wilkins against Maggette. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And that cut right there by Maggette, that was done with purpose. He doesn't think twice. It's full speed ahead, and that makes him so difficult to guard.
And that was an Unleashed Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. So it's Atlanta now, after the basket by Los Angeles. Clock at 6. Wilkins. Atlanta gets it back. Mutombo kicks to Wilkins. Hudson against Harper. A nice shot by Hudson.
Well, this is a guy who understands his role in their offense, right? And they know exactly how to use him.
Maggette the pass to Paul. Launches a 3, and again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Passes it to Pettit. Knocks it loose. To the left wing. Lets it go with a 3. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Corey Maggette on the wing, defended by Wilkins. Here's McAdoo inside.
That was their first miss of the game. 4 for 5 right now. What a good start.
Misses in. Wilkins kicks to Hudson. Offline with his.
Well, it's been an up and down quarter for him on the offensive end. Mostly down, though.
Paul for 3. Rebound Atlanta.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Wilkins. That one rolling down and rims out. And it's Paul with the ball for Los Angeles. Jordan Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Maggette against Wilkins. Mutombo kicks to Hudson. Buries it from three-point range. Hudson's got 5.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Harper the pass to Jordan. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Harper against Hudson. Poked away. 4 on the shot clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And the foul called on Corey Maggette. That is his first foul of the game. The Hawks trail by 3. Here's Wilkins. And it's blocked by Jordan.
And the one thing we know about DeAndre, he's a presence at both ends of the floor. He protects the rim on D just as much as he punishes it at the offensive end.
Now here's Wilkins. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. It's Wilkins on the wing. Back to Wilkins. And that one drops.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Clippers with the ball. Here's Paul. Side, pass to Maggette. Left side. And he uses. Jordan's got his first basket.
And the shooting percentage Jordan records from here is insane. If you get him the ball in a good spot, he usually finishes.
Hudson against Harper. Back to Mutombo. And it's to Kembe with the jam.
And how about Mutombo there with the completion of that alley-oop? He has terrific chemistry with his teammates.
Hudson against Harper. For the Clippers, Griffin's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Crawford comes in for Harper. And Smith subbed in for Chris Paul. Then for the Hawks, the Great comes in for Wilkins. And it's Big Smooth in for Wilkins. Here's Crawford. Maggette outside. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Just great timing on that play, too, guys. Makes it impossible for defense to react.
Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. That shot off. So the Hawks will take it the other way. To the inside. Here's Big Smooth. Rebound by Smith. Los Angeles leading by 3. And the pass to Maggette. Kicks it to Griffin. Buries it down low.
Check out that assist. You can tell a player who's seeing the whole floor very well.
Here's Big Smooth. Here's Hudson. Atlanta again missing.
Boy, the way he's been going, he is not going to be the guy to turn this around.
Griffin finds Crawford. It's deflected. Here's Hudson. He has 5. It's stolen by Smith. Pushing it up. Here's Crawford. Takes the 3. And there's Maggette. That's good on the assist by Crawford. Maggette's got 10 points in the game.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
Here's Big Smooth to the middle. Mutombo. And it's to Kembe with the jam.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Yeah, and an of why you want to let the game come to you. The opening presented itself. He converted in a big way.
Now here's Griffin. And that one clearly a foul. And 2 shots coming up.
And Griffin has battled knee injuries during his career, but his persistence is incredible. Still a nightly double-double threat.
And the Clippers making a change here. Kaman's checked in from the line. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Crawford, no one around him. And Willis pulls it down.
They're not going to get away with many mistakes like that on the defensive end. You got to get out on him right there.
And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Willis.
And you know what? Call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to talk with Atlanta's head coach. This is the first meeting of the season between these teams, and he stressed to his guys the need to rely on their instincts at the offensive end. He said, we do a good job of finding soft spots in defenses without forcing things. If we keep doing that, we'll be in good shape. We'll see if they can keep that up tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. So if their coach is right, their success today will depend on how well they shoot the ball.
And they're going to have to work hard at the offensive end to make that happen. Strong player movement and ball movement will be key.
Well, exactly, because you can have the most dangerous shooters in the league, but if they're not sharing the basketball, it doesn't do you any good.
Nice shot by Smith. And the Clippers lead by 7.
Boy, shaky work defensively. That good look on the jump shot. What were they?
I don't know, Doris. Ford has a wide open look. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
See, to me, you have to take away Al Horford's airspace because he's a great shooter in the mid-range.
Smith kicks to Griffin. 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul called on the Atlanta Hawks. And this is his second trip to the line tonight. Z's checked in for the Clippers. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Johnson, the pass to Willis. Out to the right wing. Here's Big Smooth, covered by Smith. Pass to Horford. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Crawford dishes to Kaman. Smith inside. Here's Griffin. And the foul called on G. That is his first foul of the game.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
Passes it to Horford. It's sent back by Kaman. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we've got more NBA action. UK Sports coming your way after this break. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first.
Pocket, I'll be weak. I'm rather unique.